We don't receive wisdom. We must discover it for ourselves after a journey that no one can take for us or spare us. If you can't do great things, do small things in a great way. No one human being knows the full truth about another human being, not even one's nearest and dearest. Learning to focus on the big picture will help you keep things in a proper perspective. Our business in life is not to succeed, but to continue to fail in good spirits. If you can remember why you started, then you will know why you must continue. You don't win races by wishing, you win them by running faster than everyone else does. Sand lines my soul, which is filled with the breath of the ocean. Our whole life is a meditation of our last decision, the only decision that matters. Knowledge planted in truth grows in truth. Strength born of peace loses nothing to hate. For I have trained myself, and am training myself always to be able to dance lightly in the service of thought. Man is an animal who has to live in a lie in order to leave it all. The boy and his heart had become friends, and neither was capable now of betraying the other. But this wealth of information produced little or no insight. Aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star. I don't have to listen to rumors about a man when I can judge him for myself. What we can change is our perceptions, which have the effect of changing everything. There is something incredibly nostalgic and significant about the annual cascade of autumn leaves. You are in danger of living a life so comfortable and soft that you will die without ever realizing your true potential. I think that if the world were a bit more like Comic-Con, it would be a better place. I hear my silence talked of in every lane. The suppression of a cry is itself a cry of pain. One truth doesn't refute another. Truth doesn't lie in the object, but in how we see it. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. When ill luck begins, it does not come in sprinkles, but in showers. You must understand, they fear you. There is nothing scarier in their minds than a girl who knows the power of her flames. When people stargazing, they stare at stars and many other things which they've already presumed commonly and universally as stars. Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were. I am not pretty. I am not beautiful. I am as radiant as the sun. Be thankful for everything that happens in your life. It's all an experience. I must be a mermaid, Rango. I have no fear of depths and a great fear of shallow living. Don't let the fear of losing them keep you from loving them. The longer we live, the more weight we carry in our hearts. As if you could kill time without injuring eternity. Try telling the truth for a whole week, and just see how much trouble you get in. The power of empowerment can change the world, one person at a time. You can't understand where someone's going unless you understand where they've been. Never force yourself on people. Never complain after missing an invitation. Never whine when they take you for granted. The sharpest minds often ruin their lives by overthinking the next step, while the dull win the race with eyes closed. A celibate clergy is an especially good idea because it tends to suppress any hereditary propensity toward fanaticism. Most people gaze neither into the past nor the future. They explore neither truth nor lies. They gaze at the television. Everything that happens before death is what counts. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. Face reality as it is, not as it was, or as you wish it to be. Accept yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your truths, and know what tools you have to fulfill your purpose. You don't need a compass when you are yourself a map. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward. A traitor's just a patriot on the wrong side of winning. I finally figured out the only reason to be alive is to enjoy it. Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. If you believe, you can, but work hard to believe. Only those people create history who doesn't live in the future. There are no classes in life for beginners. Right away, you are always asked to deal with what is most difficult. If we try to measure now, we find it's always gone, has become part of the past. Swords can win territories but not hearts. Forces can bend heads but not minds. Though the road's been rocky, it sure feels good to me. If you're reading this, congratulations, you're alive. If that's not something to smile about, then I don't know what is. One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star. He who would learn to fly one day must first learn to walk and run and climb and dance. One cannot fly into flying. How terribly sad it was that people are made in such a way that they get used to something as extraordinary as living. The easiest way to be reborn is to live and feel life every day. Failure is instructive. The person who really thinks learns quite as much from his failures as from his successes. But the truth doesn't need to be known or believed to be true. Life isn't as serious as the mind makes it out to be. The friends you make in college are friends you'll have for life, even if you don't talk for years at a time. When you can't get what you want, get what you need. Stop lying to yourself. When we deny our own truth, we deny our own potential. It is better for the heart to break than not to break. When the actions becomes frequent than the words, success becomes heavier than the dreams. Do more, say less. Queequeg was a native of Kokavoko, an island far away to the west and south. It is not down in any map. True places never are. The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. Make the most of yourself, for that is all there is of you. In the end, it will all work out okay. The end isn't final if we're not okay with it. There's nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. When you came, you cried and everybody smiled with joy. When you go, smile and let the world cry for you. Until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Go slowly, so that you do not bite your tail by accident. Time is precious, but truth is more precious than time. Hatred is a form of faith, distilled by passion to remove all rationality. Being afraid to take chances is scarier than actually doing things that challenge you. You are an aperture through which the universe is looking at and exploring itself. Life is a full circle, widening until it joins the circle motions of the infinite. I'm not into this whole move with the times thing. I reckon we should just decide on a year and stick with it. Defeat is not the worst of failures. Not to have tried is the true failure. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. It's not whether you got knocked down, it's whether you get back up. And whatever my life had been up to that day, it was another life after that. And that is the gospel truth. You have to teach your heart and mind how to sing together. Then you'll hear the sound of your soul. Life is magical for those whose hearts are loving, minds are full with joy, and eyes that are dancing with beauty. A room without books is like a body without a soul. If you're going to kick authority in the teeth, you might as well use 2 feet. It is better to fail in originality than to succeed in imitation. To know you are ignorant is the beginning of wisdom. That it will never come again is what makes life so sweet. Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. Not how the world is, but that it is the mystery. I wanted to figure out why I was so busy, but I couldn't find the time to do it. Patience and improvement is the key to opening the door to progress. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. We often think of failure as a negative experience, but it can teach us so much if we are open to learning from it.